Welcome to the Batman Book Club as we continue to explore No Man's Land. I'm your host, Ryan Lauer. With me on this No Man's Land adventure, as always, riding in my sidecar, is one Peter Verra. Peter, hello?
Ryan, we're like
Yeah,
12 deep.
yeah, yeah.
It's crazy.
This is this is
We have
this
like
is
we have like
a
three more
lot.
omnibuses to go.
There's only two omnibus, right? Well, hold on. There's three total: Road to No Man's Land and two for No Man's Land. And we finally did Road to, and then had a massive break. Did part one of No Man's Land, and then had a long break, and now we're back. And this is going to be consistent. We're going to get through this one at a hell of a pace. I know it. It's not going to
Somebody
take
might have
a year and a
unfollowed
half.
you and be like, "You guys still have a podcast?"
No, no, no. That right? They're like, oh, you still post some stuff on YouTube? Like, yeah, sure do. But for this one, because life gets in the way and things you it was me. I said it many times on the regular show, the podcast, of that you and I were going to get back into this, and you said that you were ready, and that part is true. It had been me. And
Hmm.
so I'm glad we finally found the time that we can sit now and dive into part two here, in which part two of this road, or not road to no man's land, just regular no man's land, in the first omnibus. Last part, we did the first three issues. Here, we're going to talk about the next six. Those six include Detective Comics number 730, Azrael, Agent of the Bat number 51, Batman Legends of the Dark Knight number 116, Batman Shadow of the Bat number 84, Batman number 564, and Detective Comics 731. So, Pete, to break this down, it's kind of like one standalone issue of Batman, an Azrael issue that connects to, Road to No Man's Land, like
Hmm.
stuff that was in that omnibus,
Hmm.
and then a four-issue arc with one of my favorite Batman villains, Scarecrow. So, I'm not gonna go issue by issue, but let's attack it in that regard, and let's start with the Batman centric issue first. Batman number, I just said it, or no, Detective Comics number 730. Pete, I love this one.
Yeah.
I,
What do you
I
love
love
about
this
it?
issue. I love that it's almost just like this is Batman. Like this is why Batman is important, why Batman exists, why Gotham needs Batman. It was just
Hmm.
kind of like that kind of issue because the first three parts of this omnibus were were kind of table setting. The whole Road to No Man's Land, was massive, setting the table for everything that's happening, and finally cut off Gotham from the U.S. so it's its own. It's No Man's Land, and that those first three issues really got us into it, in which Batman, the myth of Batman, in which I told you on Road to No Man's Land, um, it'd be interesting to see the influences of this on Dark Knight Rises, because because this is your favorite Batman story, right? No Man's Land.
Yeah. I just even even something little like
Hmm.
how many times did Foley pop up, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's just like I think that's just a little thing that gets me going there.
Hmm.
But
The graffiti art
the
everywhere,
art, the
marking with the bat
marking, the
symbols. Yeah.
territory. But to
Cutting
be
off
honest,
from the
man,
U.S.
what really stood out to me throughout these six books was just Gordon essentially kind of giving up on the Batman. That was
Right? I don't
essentially,
like that.
yeah, that was a little like you're sitting back and like, whoa, the things are serious here in Gotham. If Gordon is kind of give it, oh, he'll show up. Like he's very negative. It's very un-Gordon
Hmm.
like. So things are changing. And even Alfred says like, like
Things
he's like, what are we doing?
change.
Yeah, things change. And I think Alfred, I think Batman had some great moments with Alfred, with Oracle.
Hmm.
Gordon had every time Gordon was shown, I think it was awesome because he always brought something to the table. Everything that involved Scarface and Penguin, I thought was masterful.
This is your
Right?
Penguin,
Yeah,
right?
this is where this is my jam, you
Hmm.
know. And you see it early on, and I told you like one of the first bangers for No Man's Land was a Scarecrow Huntress story,
Yeah.
and I don't think it disappointed at all.
It didn't.
I mean, it never
And
does.
I did read these uh once already and
Hmm.
then refresh my memory and revisit them before this recording. And I know I should have taken some notes on, because I definitely want to get to the Scarecrow part. because this Batman issue, what he did with Scarface, because Scarface is never one that I'm excited about. I'm like, oh, I can't wait. It's
Really, I do because I feel like he's never really gotten a really good shot, right? Like once, well,
well,
a couple issues, but never like a good run. I don't know.
exactly. And Arnold Wesker being included in Nightfall, that that first trade that I had as a
Hmm.
kid and I read like a Bible, that was, Arnold Wesker to me and the Scarface absence. That's what I think of with Scarface. But yeah, he hasn't really had a great story or I don't think or a great run. And so this in this first issue of the Detective 730 that we're talking about, I love the inclusion of him and I thought it was interesting. And then Batman going undercover essentially, doing bat. What do we always say? What do Pete and I want?
Batman
Batman
doing
doing
Batman
Batman
things.
things.
Yep.
And Batman is here doing Batman things and it's awesome. He's great. Um, and I just think the issue is, yeah, it's just a very strong Batman. It could, yes, it says part four, Law and a New Order, part four, but I feel like it almost can be a standalone issue because it just props Batman up and is a great example of Batman at his core. We can skip the Azrael story because I just don't give a shit. I really don't.
Lauer.
Yeah.
It sucked. I don't care
Okay.
about Azrael or Nick Scratch, right?
Yep.
From from
Don't
Road to No
care.
Man's Land. I don't care about it.
Sorry,
Sorry,
Denny O'Neil.
Haas. I
Sorry,
think
Hoss.
Azrael sucks. Outside of Nightfall, Azrael is horrible, in my
Yeah.
opinion. I was like, if these were the issues I skipped, I pretty much collected the Omnibus as a kid,
Ugh.
right? Like Azrael
I
was
just
not
don't.
something I wanted to read. And it's
And
funny
I
thing is,
don't
like, isn't
care
this
about it.
issue written by Denny O'Neil?
It is. That's why I said sorry,
Yeah,
Denny O'Neil, because he wrote this, but ugh,
yeah.
I just don't care. So
I am
skipping
not
that.
interested.
And then we're going to the remaining four issues, which is an arc, Fear of
Devin
Faith.
Grayson, right?
Freaking, yeah, Devin Grayson.
Devin Grayson
Um,
was the original Stephanie Phillips.
really?
As far as like comic book like crushes, yeah, totally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's,
All right.
Devin Grayson was the original Stephanie
There you go.
Phillips.
Well, Devin Grayson does an excellent job with this story. Like I love this
Mm.
four-part story. I think it is great. Um Cry of the Huntress. I had that was in my stack of comics that I got as a kid that I've mentioned many times on this show. That was my exposure to Huntress, and then when I got Hush, seeing her pop up in that, and then otherwise I didn't have like a lot of history with Huntress. I think she's great in this story. Batman's absence, it's not frustrating. It's just like, come on, Batman, get there, do the
Mhm.
damn thing. And then, as you've already commented too, the drama with Gordon giving up on Batman is kind of like a bummer because I like them being friends. And then, Scarecrow. I mean, to borrow Alexander Knox,
Scarecrow.
what a
Scarecrow.
dick! Like, man, he's a dick in this, and I love
Um,
it.
dude, the Huntress Batgirl stuff, I love early on. Like, I really do. I like how Huntress is trying to fight for her like appreciation from Batman, whereas
Hmm.
Batgirl's kind of got it a little bit. It's very interesting. It's just interesting how Batman let Batgirl in and all that jazz. I find that kind of fascinating as the book goes on. But it's interesting how Huntress kind of, she's kind of at the core of this story because it's just like it all happens on her kind of watch, and it's kind of like why Batman doesn't trust her, right? You
Yeah,
know, why he's
and
reluctant. It's like this stuff is happening. You're in the church, like everything's happening. You, it's like she didn't even know the guns were there. Penguin, it's kind of crazy. Like this is like prime Penguin right here, man. Gun
mhm.
dealing. I love the priest had a hard choice. That was fascinating.
Well,
Uh,
that's the I think
Mikey is a bummer too. Like, oh man, Mikey.
the core. Yeah, poor Mikey. The core of this, like the central issue of all of this is, like the Father Chris. I
Hmm.
think is the main guy. Like he's put in a really tough position, and so right there, Grayson, it's like, oh, okay, you got our interest because you've got a good core to a story here. Like a root of this story, the central focus of the story is in this church, and he's trying to help people. He's trying to have faith in people and humanity, in a, in a lawless place, and and he's just got hurdle after hurdle, and he basically, is not through his own choice, but forced to go confront Penguin or talk to Penguin. And Penguin basically takes choice out of his hands. He doesn't, and he's like, "You're gonna do this." And then,
Oh, man.
I'm going to give you food just basically because I'm nice, but you're going to store our guns. And there's reasonings behind that. Meanwhile, Scarecrow, he doesn't have his fear
Scarecrow.
gas on him, but he's manipulating everyone to
Oh,
try
he's
and
fantastic,
it's
isn't
like a
he?
different route of him putting fear on people,
Yeah.
which I think is excellent. I think that's great because he's still, at its core, Scarecrow,
Scarecrow.
and leaning into people's fears and trying to get them. And then it's a great capper by the end that the people don't give into it. So then he,
It's like the
it's
reverse.
like Dark Knight where at the boat at the end, and Joker's like, "What? These people aren't like they aren't giving in.
Yeah, they like
Doesn't know what
embrace
to
him and
do."
shower him in love, and he freaks out to the point where he's got to get rid of his costume. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah, I think that was done in such a great way. And then like basically getting the multiple people, like the church people, and then the Black Masks uh faceless crew, and then you've got Penguins dudes showing up in tuxedos. And then you got GCPD all meeting there at the very end, I think is a great,
And
you
then
know,
on top of it all, Lauer, undercover hobo Batman.
yeah, our favorite kind of Batman, undercover hobo Batman.
The Terminator Pants Batman. Kyle Reese Batman.
Yes, Kyle Reese shows up. Um, your boy Mikey, I felt really bad on this, and this is, a result of manipulation from Scarecrow's part, and I think
Mhm.
it's it's appropriately
Yeah,
done.
he
It's
really got
effectively,
Mikey good, huh?
yeah, effectively done of bouncing back and forth between Huntress making the threat of like, you leave him alone, then going to Mikey talking to Scarecrow, bouncing back and forth with that as you lead up to the moment where then he does get shot, and then Batman takes him to Tompkins, where that's another
Love
situation
Leslie popping
too.
up, by the way.
A great
Right.
character, obviously. We love Leslie Tompkins around here, but that's another, and more than I do, better than I do, because I told you I read the trades of No Man's Land
Hmm.
once all the way through. So I remember one event that happens, but
No
outside of
Azrael.
that, I don't remember much else. But as far as Tompkins' situation and what she's dealing with and putting up with, that's a whole element to it, to itself, that she's constantly doing. It's like what she's doing as we know her as a character. It's like she's doing that 24/7 now. And then for Batman to just show up and be like, "Hey, fix this guy." But then she has a nice moment with him talking to him about, um, about his father, because that always gets me of when Leslie pops up in a Batman story, you have to do, okay, wait, in this story, does she know or doesn't she know who he is? Because most of the time she knows, right? But there are some instances where she doesn't know. Spoiler alert, that Batman is Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I
Or is it
always
always?
it always goes back. I think well, it depends on your timeline, to be honest. But I always felt like at some point Leslie knew what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, she knew. She knows everything that's gone down.
Which
You
I'm
know,
okay with that. I'm
she's
not
just
one that's like everybody needs to know who Batman is, because then it starts to act like the Flash TV show of like, well, once everybody has powers, then nobody's special.
I
I don't
agree.
like everybody knowing that Batman is Bruce Wayne. But it's like Leslie's the one that can get it past, though. I'm cool with that. I'm fine
Does
with
the
that.
Riddler know Batman is Bruce Wayne in the Batman?
In the Batman, no.
Okay, that's it. You
In
heard
my
it here
mind, he
first.
doesn't. Hush is kind of one uh where I'm okay that he knows, because he's got the great exchange written by our favorite Jeff Loeb at the end where like
The
what
classic Hush. The
yes, the
classic.
classic Hush. Um of what good's a riddle when everyone knows the answer. I think that was such a great response to the Riddler when the Riddler knows. Outside of that, I feel like I prefer that Riddler doesn't know Batman is Bruce Wayne.
He
And
doesn't
Joker never
know.
and Joker never wants to know because he thinks it's funnier, in my mind. He thinks it's funnier that he could be like walking by Batman in Gotham City and have no idea. So he wouldn't want to know.
Joker's a
Yes,
strange dude.
that's my
Joker
canon.
is a
It's
strange
my
dude,
canon.
bro. All
Yeah,
right.
and it was fun when I did revisit the first chapter of this omnibus, and it was doing the checking in of the one kid, and he let's see what's it called. Uh, but he comes across Joker, and Joker is the one that basically stabs him with and gets him with the Joker stuff. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. Moving on. I'm rewinding. We need to talk the present. In the future.
Where,
Think about the
whoop.
future.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Batman
um,
Batman confronting Penguin to get him to fess up. This is a miniature electromagnetic pulse emitter. In 15 seconds, it will destroy every last generator you hoarded permanently. Penguin. What? No. 12, 11, 10. What do you want? The weapons? I have no idea what you're talking about. I swear I. And Batman keeps counting down. Fine. Curse you. That makes me laugh. Curses. They're inside the
curse it.
refugee center. And then Batman takes off. How do I turn that thing? And then it's just an alarm, like a little alarm beeper. Fantastic. Well
It's
done.
amazing.
And
I
this to
just,
me, like as you know, seeing that, it already makes me think of the Batman
hmm
and how, in that universe, the epic crime saga, that's going to be their exchanges, stuff like that. Like, and that excites me as opposed to the usual, which I like, of bad guy Batman's got to go stop him, and throw him in Arkham. It's like, no, it's going to be this check-in and like Batman going like almost like a difficult informant. Give me that penguin because that excites me, and it's different than the penguins we've seen before.
I really, I really like what they did with Scarecrow. I mean, if I had to pick between the villains with Scarecrow, I guess Scarecrow and Penguin, like the
Yeah.
traditional villains. I really like what they did with the Scarecrow here because you mentioned earlier like, he's not using his fear gas and he's manipulative, and that's really brilliant.
Hmm.
But I also really I can't get enough of the teamwork aspect, especially like I keep bringing like it just like even with Mikey, like there's really good moments with Huntress and Batgirl where he's like being instructive and like kind of a leader, but also a dickhead at the same time.
Hmm.
Like, which is like this is like honestly like this is always how like I interpret Batman and how he would take on an apprentice or a sidekick. And this I feel like this is how he would kind of go about like training in the field in a sense. I don't know. Like there's a lot of like my Batman sensibilities that are shaped out of this storyline.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, he's just he's Batman. He's
Yeah.
Batman doing Batman things, I tell you. And you said Scarecrow. I love his aesthetic. I love the look.
Yeah, I love
The
the loose little
stitched
like
up
baggy
mask.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, all of that looks great. And as you're talking about Batman with him and Huntress, I think that there's a good moment with them of dialogue on top of the church. You
Yeah.
know,
And
I
then he's got
like.
two great moments with Batgirl too, like one on
Yep.
top of one and then at the end with the cave,
Is this in the
you know?
cave? It's a cave. Like
Yeah.
I like Batman minimal words, but getting like
That's
making
very
a big
Keaton
impact.
Batman. That's Keaton
Yeah.
Batman if you ask me.
Where like she says, "Where are we? Can I take this off? I'll take silence as consent." Where? The cave? I'm actually in. Wait. This isn't your main headquarters, is it? It's a cave. You got more than one now? These days. Like 5 words. 5 words. That's it.
He's
That's all he
basically
says.
Superman in BVS.
Yeah, pretty much. And somehow this Batman is still happier. But yeah, I think all that's great.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, oh,
and I
that
turn the
again, but
page. Ugh,
Alfred. Just
fantastic.
there are wonderful character moments from every character involved in these six stories, from Alfred to Batman to Scarface to Penguin to
Hmm.
Huntress. You throw in guys, you just throw away characters like Mikey who have their moment, their shine, and then they're gone. Like it's everything is just they don't write them like this anymore, Lauer. They don't do it anymore.
They
It's a
don't
bit
make
like
them like they used to.
that's it. Hey, Betsy. Like I love the panel with Batman hanging off the fire escape, looking out on Gotham. Like it's a skinny little panel on page 219, but it's just awesome. It's like it's just perfect. Like that's Batman to me.
I'm going there.
It's underneath the
Stand
night
by.
vision goggles. There's a good panel of
Oh
Scarecrow on the
yeah, yeah, it's good stuff. I definitely thought Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
when he punched through the wall to get the face dudes.
Hmm.
Um, Intentionally or not, I don't know. Most of the time, it's the easy go-to. Somebody wants to nod Dark Knight Returns. It's jumping in the air with the lightning bolt. So I'm glad that it's something else, punching through wood. But I
Very
don't know. My
RoboCop.
out of this whole batch, is there like a moment that stands out to you as that was your favorite moment?
Mm. It's my favorite moment. It's probably the big side by side of just like Joker, the Scarecrow's big manipulation of Mikey.
Hmm.
Huntress literally goes over to the false facers or whatever they are, black maskers or whatever, and she like threatens them, and then Mikey literally walks in the door like 10 minutes later, and they're like, "This guy's got to be kidding, right?"
Yeah.
I was like, I was like, "Oh man, he's just doomed. That's it." You know, that was
I
kind of
think
like
that might be the most impactful for sure for me. Um, I love the first the first issue we talked about, I think the most just as a whole, beginning to end.
it
Batman
opens
doing
great.
Batman things. Detective Comics number 730. Him as Batman, him as not Bruce Wayne, but he didn't say his name was Matches. Um,
I assume it's matches.
yeah, but just I mean, methodical, knowing Scarface likes this certain kind of pop, so he takes a pop to as his way in, and he has a whole plan. He's got a backup plan to, steps out to get shot by the dudes, and to basically build up the myth of Batman again, of like, oh my God, he can't die. He's larger than life. Like that's how it has to start. So I just think all of that is it's so Batman. So I just that issue as a whole is a big one for me.
Now, you realize the next cluster that we read kicks off with some Azrael.
Yeah, God, I just flipped it through and first one. So there'll be 6 issues the next time for part 3, and those are, in case somebody wants to follow along at home, Azrael, Agent of the Bat, number 52, Batman Legends of the Dark Knight 117, Batman Shadow of the Bat number 85, Batman 565, Detective Comics 732, The Batman Chronicles number 16. We got some work ahead of us, Pete. We
How
just got
many
to.
total pages are in this thing, dude?
Oh man.
Holy cow.
Well, I can turn a couple pages.
Yeah.
Uh, the
Wow.
the gallery starts on page 1124. And I don't know how long that one goes. But yeah, it's a big one. There you
Jesus.
go. Yeah. All right. So there we go. Part 2,
So
put
it
in the books,
starts and
Pete.
ends with Azrael, huh?
Oh God. Come
Haas is
on.
like, oh, you guys are gonna love it. I'm like, nope.
Nope. I
Nope.
could tell you I will not. But anyways, all right, there we go. So part 3 coming
Oh, dude, it was
sometime.
great to dive into this again.
Yep. It got me
It
excited.
really,
That's why I'm glad I refreshed and started at the
it's
beginning.
so good, isn't it? Like, I know this
That's
is
what
such a journey, but it's very good.
at the pace that we're doing it, and not like let's hurry up and rush through. Instead, we're like let's do the opposite of rush. But the next part, it won't be as long, as much of a gap. We'll be back sooner for that because yeah, this I think I said this before too for part 1 of once I opened this up and started reading it, I was like, yeah, I'm in. I'm good to go at a nice pace on
Ready
this
to
one.
read some Azrael.
Yeah. Oh God. It's blonde
We're not even
locks.
halfway through.
No.
Not even.
Not even.
Not
All
even.
right. Pete, thanks for coming back to No Man's Land. Let's do it again. Plug.
Yeah, I love No Man's Land.
I know it's twisting your arm for this.
It's not apocalypse, but it's the next best thing.
Oh, okay. This is your long Halloween.
This is longer than the long. This is longer than the long Halloween and everything that's come after.
Every single version of the long Halloween you could stack, and it's not as big as No Man's Land.
Listen, anyone who says anything bad about No Man's Land is a bad person.
Is Azrael. Yes.
Yes,
Um,
Azrael.
Plug away.
Personally, at Pete Illustrated, Podcastly, straight out of Gotham, straight underscore O underscore G, Spider-Man at Spidey Coalition, Batman, Batman dash on dash film.com, Batman Book Club, the Eric Holzman Digest, Gumbo of Tomorrow, and just Hezbollah is number one fan.
I love that you just plugged this show from your
Yeah.
perspective. You've got a script. You just know how to zone into it, and you're like, oh yeah, the plug switch. All right, here we go. Yep, the Batman Book Club, Holzman Digest. Yeah,
The Holzman Digest.
the many activities of Eric Holzman. All right, follow this show on the social stuff at the Batman BC. Make sure you follow the main show wherever you get your podcasts, and then we'll be back with part 3 of No Man's Land before you know it.
This is crazy. We're doing it. We're doing it, Lauer. We're doing it.